Hi there, welcome back to Delphox Cards and Collectibles. Here we're doing another Marvel movie review. You can see from the title that it's actually one of the newer Marvel movies. I went to Captain America Brave New World today with my wife and my father-in-law, and we had a pretty good time. I did the rankings the same as I do in all the Marvel movies, but I actually got to go to Marcus Cinema. And if you live in Wisconsin or I think anywhere kind of in the Midwest, Marcus is a very nice movie theater. And maybe that has a little bit to do with my one of my rankings in here. It was just really pleasant. It was a very pleasant time. The theater, my local theater in Shawano here, is nice enough for the town. It's just not a Marcus Cinema. And so very fun to be able to go back to Marcus and enjoy the Dream Lounger seats and everything. And actually got a free poster here. And actually, before I even do the movie review, poster review, I think this poster is a solid 10 out of 10. I think it's absolutely sick with like the missiles and Captain America flying through the middle and Giancarlo Esposito, Harrison Ford, some of my favorite all-time actors. But like this poster, I thought the movie was very fun. And I know that I'm in a minority. I'm going to set the poster back down. I know that I'm in the minority on this because I see all the reviews and they're very middling reviews. And I actually had a friend reach out to me, my friend Brad, and he said he really liked it. And so I had high hopes. And I always like to watch them for myself because there are some movies where the reviews are high and I'm like, not for me. And then sometimes where they're low and I end up really liking them. And this was in that case. I think a lot of people have been dogging this movie and I watched it and I get the criticisms. It is a Winter Soldier light. But there's plenty of it on its own that makes it fun for me. And as I was ranking it, I just realized how much I did enjoy this movie. And yes, there's a little bit of recency bias, but that's all these movies. I come down and I do the review the same day I watch them. So let's hop right into it. We've got the story. I liked the story. I know a lot of people are saying it's a winter. By the way, big spoilers in this video. I will write spoilers in the title as well, but spoilers for the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, don't watch this. Here is your warning. Okay? So for the story, I think it is a Winter Soldier light. You got a lot of comparisons. You got Steve trying to save Bucky, and in this one, it's, Sam trying to save the older gentleman that shows up in the show, and that's very similar. And then breaking into a bunker and the whole 9 yards, and it is very similar. It's just captivating to me. It was very fun story. I never once was like, man, is this movie almost done? Actually, it felt very fast to me. So I was engaged with the story the whole time. I couldn't wait to see where it goes. Yeah, maybe it's a touch predictable. I mean, yeah, we knew from the trailer that Red Hulk was going to come out at some point, and you kind of could get the vibe that he was going to win and yada yada. And there's some unbelievable stuff, but overall, I really enjoyed it. I give the story an 8. I really had a great time with it. I could be hypercritical of this movie and give it a lower score, except I left the theater going, that was fun. That's a B score for me. Characters, I also give an 8 because I really like Harrison Ford. I really like Giancarlo Esposito in their respective roles as the President Ross and Sidewinder. I really like those guys, and I really like Sam Wilson. His sidekick, whose name is slipping me right now, I actually really enjoyed his character too. And I think Joaquin was his name, but he was also kind of enjoyable for me. And so I like that. Visuals, I'll give a 7. There's nothing in this movie that is going to blow you away visuals wise. There's just nothing that you're going to stick your nose up to. And that's been my thing with Marvel movies. I've seen movies where the visuals are like knock you dead. And any of the Marvel movies I've seen so far, none of the visuals like step off the page. They always feel comic booky. There's nothing that like blows you away. So that gets a 7 there. Direction, I give it an 8. Direction's kind of a tough category that I keep putting in all these because it's a very large budgeted movie. I thought it was pretty decent. There's a few dings here or there for things that they did, but I think the action scenes are really well done. That was my favorite part. I think that that the direction of the scenes are fine. I heard there were reshoots, and I could kind of tell at times, but for the most part, I thought it was good. They put together what they had to. Dialogue and humor, I have it at 7 just for the dialogue part. Not a whole lot of humor. I found myself chuckle once this whole movie. A nice scene in between Bucky and Sam kind of has a funny one. Overall, the dialogue is just good. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It serves the movie well. It's kind of your classic Captain America movie, which that's my thing. I like the Captain America movies. Emotional impact, I have a 5. Putting it like in the basement is disingenuous. I think overall you can feel the emotion of Sam as he's going through. Well, I'm tasked with starting the Avengers, and I can't even take care of things myself. There's nothing in here like the crash scene with Captain America, or Iron Man almost losing, or there's just nothing in here that's that impactful that stuck with me. As far as the emotions go, humor either. So soundtrack and score, I actually give an 8. I like the use of like a typical score mixed with some like of the rap songs and stuff that they had at times. I was like, ooh, that was kind of cool. Ooh, and that stuck out to me. And my baseline score is basically a 7 for soundtrack of it. If it's something I don't notice, well, there were things I noticed, so that bumps it up a point for me to an 8. Some of the intro songs had really nice beats. The score itself very much served the movie well. Is it a score I'm going to go listen to on my phone? No, so it's not a 10. But it's not, it's not any lower than an 8 to me. I thought it was good. Legacy, this is a strange category, and this is where I see this movie score changing. Whatever goes forward from here, this could be a very impactful movie. This could also be a nothing movie if they do nothing with some of the stuff they set up in this movie, which Marvel's been doing that lately. They kind of go nowhere with some stuff. And if they really do a nice job with a new Avengers team, this is going to be, I think, a nice little legacy movie. So I have it right now. I could see its potential being an 8. Now, this could also be a 4 in the future. So this is kind of a living score. That's why I want the score at the end of this movie to be taken with a grain of salt, because I did like this movie, but that legacy score could kick it a little bit. The villain, I really like what they did with the villain. They take this guy, almost a non-memorable character from the Hulk movie, and they actually make him a really decent character. Now, there's moments where I was like, why is he showing up here? There's a scene where one of the military guys that helps them is like leaving. He's on his cell phone. He's like got this really important information, and then there's the villain. And then like 2 scenes later, there's the villain by Sam Wilson. It's like he's always perfectly in the right spot. And I know, his whole quirk is, I can see things in the future. I know exactly, I can predict exactly what's going to happen. So I'll predict where he's going to be, and I just kind of find that a little like, But I really enjoyed the villain. I gave it an 8. I probably could bump that to a 7. But I don't know. For right now, my first viewing of it, I'll keep it in an 8. I think maybe on future viewing and after rewatching the MCU, I'd probably bump him down to maybe like a 7 or a 6 now that I'm considering it. So again, grain of salt, this score is by no means a finite score for me, just because I've only seen it once. Overall enjoyment, though, I put as a 9. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the Marcus Cinema experience might have done that for me. And being in the Dream Loungers and having some pretzel bites and all that, like, I just enjoyed. I don't get to go to the theater anymore. About 5-6 years ago, before my wife and I got married, we went to movies all the time. My friends and we went to movies all the time. And I probably was going to 3 movies a month when I got done with college. I really enjoyed the $5 Tuesdays at Marcus Cinema. And these days with kids, we don't get to go to movies. And so just going to the movies again and having what I would say an enjoyable Marvel experience, which we're not used to anymore. There's not a whole lot of like massively, Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's tougher. Like Marvel has not been living up to what it was back in the day. And so it was really enjoyable for me. And that was a higher score. I get it, but it was fun. Overall, this movie gets a 7.6 out of 10. I and I could really see that going down a little bit. I just noticed before I hopped on here that that's higher than Iron Man 1. And for me, it might be. There's some stuff in here that serves me personally. Now, that might not be for you. And I understand that. And if you go, man, that is way too high of a score, I get it. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's not gonna blow your mind probably, but the action scenes were quite fun, and I could see myself going back and really enjoying those scenes. So before I cut the video here, though, I did want to show, I do have my Sam Wilson here, and you gotta obviously do a figure if you're a figures channel. So there he is, Sam Wilson, Captain America. And in the movie, like, I love the wings. They actually like are made with vibranium now. So I enjoyed some of the scenes where he's fighting and he uses the wings to block. The one comment I'll have is the only thing that I didn't buy was at the end, Ross turns into the Red Hulk and he's fighting Sam, who makes it very clear he doesn't have the super soldier serum, and he's got the shield and he's got the wings and they're protecting him, but the Hulk is smashing these wings and he's not getting affected. And I go, they're claiming that the Red Hulk has as much power as regular Hulk. This dude would be smashed into pieces at this point. And so that's one thing where I'm like, okay, you know, few moments that suspended the disbelief, or not suspended disbelief, but kind of like held my disbelief of really. But overall, I mean, that's a small gripe in a big movie that I enjoyed. I was looking forward to this one. I won't lie about it. So maybe I'm a little bit of a homer, but I like Sam Wilson as Captain America, and I thought the entire movie was quite fun. So, all right, that's all I got for this one. And as always, may the Lord bless you and have a good one.